Hi everybody, it's coming up to mid-afternoon and I'm slightly peckish, slightly hungry, and so is my wife. So I'm just going to make us a little snack which will take about half an hour. Pretty low carb and a bit of fat in it for the type of diet we're on. And it is courgette or zucchini chips or crisps. And all you need is simply, I've got half of a courgette or zucchini, and I've sliced it into even slices, as even as I can, of about that size, just like a slice of cucumber. And I've placed them on a piece of kitchen paper, which I've doubled over, and they've been there for about 5 or 10 minutes, just to take out any excess moisture. So all you're going to need for this sort of little recipe altogether is your courgette, the amount you want, some pepper, some salt, some chili powder I'm using in this instance, but you can flavour them however you want, any flavourings you like, some olive oil, a non-stick tray or a tray with some grease-proof paper on, a little bowl, and I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but my fan oven is preheated to 220 degrees Celsius, which is around 420 Fahrenheit. And they take about half an hour altogether in the oven. I turn them after about 15 to 20 minutes to see how they're doing. You know, you want them to have a golden look to them. So I turn them when they're golden one side and allow the other side to get golden. So I'll just crack on and show you how to start preparing them. So into my bowl I'm going to add, and it doesn't have to be exact, about 2 spoonfuls of, or maybe a bit less, 1.5 sort of spoonfuls of olive oil. And to that I'm going to add my courgette or zucchini. Just going to add them in like this. And I'm just going to mix them all around so they all get a sort of coating of the oil. I want to make sure they're all coated on either side. On the diet I'm on, I want as much olive oil on them as I can get, because I'm on a low carb, high fat diet. And this olive oil is part of my fat intake for the day. And the courgette is low in carbs. And my wife and I are having half of these each, so there's only a handful each anyway. So there we are. So you've got them all nicely coated like so, and that should do. Then what we need is our tray, and this is non-stick. If it wasn't, I'd either put oven paper down or put a bit of oil on it, and then we just simply start placing our slices onto the tray, sort of evenly spaced. So I'll press pause and I'll come back to you when I've put all these on the tray. Okay, so that's all my slices evenly spaced on my tray, all covered in olive oil from the bowl. Now I'm going to sprinkle some salt on them. Now I just do one side. You can do one side and then flip them. But I just do one side, just salt, make sure some goes on each. A bit of pepper. This is just black pepper. Just evenly like that. And then my favourite, the chili powder. And I like quite a bit of this. There we are, over all of them. And what I might do with these is turn them, because I've got bits of powder sitting all over my tray, so I might flip them, you know, and get, or actually just move them around into the powder, it would be easier. So there we are. I'll just take advantage of that loose salt, pepper and chili powder, all nicely covered. them back into place, and there we are. So what I will do now is pop these in a preheated oven, 220 degrees Celsius, about 420 Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. Then I'll check them and turn them over. If they're gold, they have to be gold before you turn them over, and then allow the other side to become gold and crisp as well. And these do reduce in thickness, and they become a little bit like a crisp or a chip, I think you call them in other countries. So I'll get back to you when they've been in for about 15 minutes to show you how they should look. Okay, so those have had 15 minutes, and you can see how they've shrunk. They've actually moved around the tin on their own. I haven't moved those. Now I'm just going to flip them over. And depending on how, because you can see these aren't too crisp at the moment, you've got to make sure that they are quite crisp at the end, so you might have to do them for a little longer. So I'm going to put these in for about, that's my oven beeping, for about 20 minutes now on the same heat, and I'll get back to you when they're done. Okay, so that's mine done. I left them in for only about another further 10 minutes. So they're a little overdone, as you can see, but they're fine. I'll eat them like that. And what I like to do now is take some toilet paper. You don't want to be using that. Some kitchen paper, and I just place them on there. You see that? Yeah. Place them onto the paper just to get the oil off. I could have done with leaving these in for a little bit more just to crisp them up, but I like them like this, or crispy, either way, but they are crispy. And then I'm going to place, just move my pan out of the way. I'm going to place another piece of paper on top of these to help soak the oil up. And just dab it around. I'm sure you know how to do this. So there you are. Take the oil off as much as you want. Like I say, I like the oil. I need it for the diet I'm on. And you've got some nice courgette sort of chips. And you can also cut these into the shape of fries if you want, and just do them for a little longer. You'll have to experiment with the different temperatures of your oven, because obviously everybody's oven works differently. Mine works on 220 for, like I say, 15 minutes on one side. Then I flipped them and did them for about 10 on the other side. Anyway, I hope that's helped somebody, and I hope you enjoy making them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. And there's my wife just finishing off the very last one. They were very tasty. So I hope you enjoy making them. Cheers, bye.